Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Shaheen ma'am. Dear participants, today we have Dr. Shaheen ma'am with us, a lecturer from Computing and Engineering University of London, UAE. So, ma'am had we had a very good session with ma'am last session in the last session on Wednesday. So, welcome back, ma'am. Thank you for delivering such a wonderful session with us. We are looking forward to have learn more from you. Welcome to the session, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Akshata ma'am.
Dear participants, I have already shared the data set, whatever the ma'am has shared in the group. Kindly go through recent, like just 5 minutes before I have shared. Can go through for that. Thank you, ma'am. You can take over the session.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all had a chance to reflect on what we have discussed earlier, and you must be ready to deep dive into the custom visuals. So, custom visuals, why are they important and how do they work? Let us see. They come as a built-in visualizations and they will be accessible through three ways, but here we will be focusing on accessing them through Power BI Marketplace. Okay, so these are used to create a dynamic dashboard, and we'll also do a hands-on on that. So I'll just give a brief introduction about what it is. So some benefits of custom visuals in Power BI. So here we may have a enhanced data presentation. So already we have some built-in visuals available in the dash, but here in the custom visuals, we'll be allowing you to present data in unique and innovative ways. Like we are trying to go beyond the limitations of the built-in visuals. Okay, and these are customized to meet specific reporting needs. Whenever you have to ensure that your visuals are aligning with the exact requirements of your business, then you can prefer doing this, okay, using this. And in this we also have improved user engagement, like you will be having a unique and interactive custom visuals where your dashboard is made more engaging, and it will help the users to better understand the data. So many custom visuals will be providing features which are not available in the default Power BI. So for example, if some of the features are not working or compatible in your dashboard, you can definitely go to this custom visual and download it, and you can add it to your screen. So this way you can have advanced chart types, specialized layouts or animations if you need. And it is pretty easy to integrate through the Power BI marketplace, and it will be very seamlessly adding into your reports and the dashboards. Since third-party developers can create many custom visuals, there are wide variety of ways in which you can include this specifically designed for niche use cases. So there is brand consistency as well, because with the custom visuals, it can be styled to match corporate branding, or you can ensure there is a consistent look and feel across all the reports. Okay, so the main thing is the key considerations when you have to select this custom visual. One is when you have compatibility with the data needs. You should ensure that your custom visual supports the type of data and analysis that you want to present. And you can also check if it can handle the required data formats. Okay, like including not only data formats, the relationships or the hierarchies, whichever you have, whether it is effectively matching with them or not. And we can evaluate whether the visuals are meeting our reporting goals, or do we need to provide any unique features which is unavailable with our built-in visuals. And once it is done, then you can confirm that it can handle advanced use cases like drill throughs, tool tips or interactivity. That is ease of use by using this. like you can use the visuals with some interfaces, intuitive interfaces, where you can configure as well as customize them. So with minimal learning curve, you will be able to do this for your team. Then once it is done, you can test how these visuals are handling the large data sets, because some visuals may cause performance issues with the data volumes. So before launching this, you should ensure that whether it is tested successfully. Then you can look for the flexibility in styling, like the colors, fonts, layouts, to align with the presentation needs. And one more important thing is about the security. Like you have to verify the visuals source, whether, especially if it's third party, you should ensure it's from a trusted developer. Okay, you can consider any data privacy implications before using these visuals, because if you're it might send your data outside your organization. Okay, since you are dealing with some confidential data. So certification is also important. You have to prefer Microsoft certified visuals, because they meet the quality and security standards which is set by Power BI. And about the community feedback and ratings with the user experience, you can check the reviews and ratings in the Power BI marketplace to assess the reliability and user satisfaction. So you can ensure that there is adequate support provided for the developer. And you also check if the, like you do in your Play Store for the mobile applications, quite similar to that. And also be sure about confirming whether the visual is free or it requires a license. Okay, you can understand the limitations. If it is a free version, like watermarks or some restricted features will be there. So custom visuals will also be addressing some of the challenges in data visualization reporting. That is, it has limited built-in visual options. So when you are trying to built-in if your built-in visuals may not fully meet you the specialized reporting requirements, then in that case you will be using this custom visuals, where you have range of innovative chart types like Gantt chart, okay, or the radar charts, where you can extend the Power BI's default capabilities and you can enable the users to create more diverse reports. So if you have lack of customization, where there is no flexibility for branding or specific visual elements, then also you can go for this extensive customization, where you can adjust the colors, fonts, labels, interactivity, everything, so that you can align it with the corporate audience. If you have difficulty in handling the complex data, okay, like if your standard visuals may be struggling to effectively represent the multidimensional data or networked data, sometimes hierarchical data. So in that case, this custom visuals will have hierarchy trees, heat maps, or network diagrams, which are specifically designed to simplify the task, and it will be helpful to present the complex data sets. So in a way, you are increasing the user engagement, and the animations will enhance the user experience and data exploration. There are also some industry specific use cases available, like you have financial charts, geoflow maps, okay, for spatial data, financial charts for stock trends. These may be used. Okay. So in order to install this, what we can do is, this is available at Power BI Custom Visuals Gallery. Okay, I'll show that how to integrate, but I'll just run through how to do that. You can just click on some interesting or looking custom visual one, and you can just click the download option, and it will get added to your dashboard. In that, to import the visual, you just need to open the Power BI desktop, then click on the ellipsis button, then you will be able to select the import a custom visual option. So through that, we can configure it. So we have discussed the challenges. Now let's start. And we can do this in two ways actually. Okay. That is, either you can actually see this is developed by Custom Visuals SDK. Okay. Developers will be using the SDK and they will be using either JavaScript libraries like jQuery or D3, or it could be using R language scripts. Okay. So these are used to create the custom visuals from the scratch. So once the custom visual is ready, it is then tested and debugged. So after it is ready and secure, the developer packages will be provided. It will be coming with .pbi viz file. Okay, and you can share it within an organization, or you can upload it in the app source, which is the open source data visualization. So from the app source, any Power BI user can import the custom visual to use it in their report. So generally we have three categories to deploy this. One is custom visual files, the other one is organizational visuals, and one more is marketplace visuals. Okay. So Power BI custom visual files will be like, it comes with .pbi viz files, which contains codes by default to run the custom visual in the Power BI app. So the developers will be creating the custom visual code and they will package them with this extension, and these will be downloaded as files into their system and they'll be using them for their reports. Okay. So there is one important thing to note here, that you should make sure that the custom visual are importing from a trusted source. Okay. The second option is organizational visuals. So these are custom made for use within the organization. So every organization will have their workflow, or they may have their unique business method. So they just need to add tools and techniques to be used for their business requirements. So this option is provided through this Power BI, where developers within the organization will be creating the specific visualization. Okay, so they can represent the data trends and information, and also the administrator, Power BI admin of that organization, will be taking care of the deployment and management of this custom organizational visuals. So the admin will upload the selected custom visuals from the Power BI admin portal to the organizational visuals repository. And users will be taking these custom visuals into their desktop, and in this way, these visualizations will be finally ready for the data analyst. So so that they can use for their analysis. And the topic which we are covering here is about the marketplace visuals. Okay, marketplace visuals are tested and approved custom visuals from the Microsoft and its fellow community members. Okay, so such custom visuals are already developed and uploaded on AppSource. So this is done as a community service so that the Power BI users can be benefited. Okay, so we can just explore new aspects of the data, and by using this, we'll be able to customize our visuals. So these are already tested. So they have already passed the testing. So they are referred as certified visuals. Okay. Okay. There is one more way. Whatever I said now is without coding. Okay. This is free of code and we can just like that use it. There is other option where we can also develop the custom visual and upload it in the app source. Okay. So before we start, what we can do is we can ensure that these things are installed in your system. It will take time. So what I suggest, I'll be giving you the sequence of steps in the PowerPoint, that is the slides. Once the session is over, it will be shared with you. You can try it on your own, because I'm not sure how many of you are from programming background and whether all of you have the requirements. So what we can do is I will suggest you the guidelines, how it should be done, and you can make a note of it. Later, you can practice it. Okay. So before we start, you ensure that there should be Node.js, that is LTS version is recommended. Okay, you have to install Node.js, which is an LTS version. You have two versions in that. Preferably go for LTS version for downloading into your system. Okay, then it will be coming with the name npm. Okay, then you will always have your Power BI developer tools. That is, it can be installed using bash or copy edit. Okay, which is available. You can also go for Visual Studio for that. Then you can set up your environment. You can open a terminal, then create a new folder of your project. Then you will be able to initialize a new Power BI custom visual project. Okay, so in that project, you can create a folder structure with some pre-configured files for development. Okay, so you'll be able to see these commands. Once your Node.js is installed, you'll get the version of the Node.js that has been installed into your system. Okay, you can understand the project structure, like why it should contain the code of your custom visual. So it can be a TS file. And for data properties and mapping, you may have a JSON format file. Then you can install any additional dependencies that you need. Okay, which can be done through npm install d3 save. This will help you to install all the additional dependencies. Then you'll be able to develop your custom visual. I will, along with this code, I will also share a sample code for which you can try and test it in your system. So you can open the Power BI desktop, then you can go to options, security, enable developer mode. From there, you can insert the custom visual and you can import it into the file. So as you can see here, import a visual from the file. So, okay, use this option. From this ellipsis, if you click, you'll be able to launch this. Then from the marketplace, you can choose the one which is suitable for your requirement. Here is the marketplace where you can find number of predefined custom visuals. You can choose the one, you can see the ratings of each and you can choose accordingly. The one which has highest can be chosen. Okay, once you are done with it, you'll be able to see it here. You'll be able to view it here. Okay, so we are focusing on this marketplace visuals. Okay, now today we will be practicing this. Before getting into this session, I wanted to continue with the previous session which was not completed. The code and other stuff I'll be sharing along with this, which you can make use of it. Okay, previously I have given you AIMS data set. Have you completed that? Where do you have any difficulties in completing that? Please feel free to share your problem so that we can sort out and we'll move on to the next.
Yes, ma'am, completed. There is no problem any.
No problem. Good. Okay. So this was another dashboard which we have not discussed. This is interactive. You can see that we have used slicers, filters, and various things about the healthcare. The case health data set is already shared with you in the previous session. So once I change here, you can see the changes that is being reflected in the results, right? So the illustration of this dashboard is about operational and financial metrics of healthcare organization. So you can see here, there is a patient inflow. Okay. So this metric shows the total number of patients that is served during the specific time period. And it reflects the volume of patients entering the healthcare system. Okay. And next to that, you have your patient wait time. And here it shows 27 minutes. So this is the average time patients wait before receiving the care. And it indicates the efficiency of the healthcare system in managing the patient flow. Then we have readmission rate. So this metric measures the percentage of patients which are readmitted within the certain period, and this reflects the quality of care and patient outcomes. Then you have staff retention rate, which is indicating the rate at which the healthcare staff are retained, and it is also highlighting the issues that they have with the workforce stability. Okay, coming to the financial metrics, the first thing is net revenue, where you can represent the total revenue generated by the health organization, which is showcasing its financial performance. Then in the operating margin, you can see it as 44%, which is reflecting the profitability of the organization after the operational expenses are by indicating the financial health. Then in the collection rate, it is about the percentage of payments which is successfully collected from the patients, and it highlights the efficiency of billing process. And finally, we have accounts receivable. This is the total amount of money which is owed to the healthcare organization. Also, it signifies the pending collections for services that has been rendered. So the years, if you see here, there are two filters which are done through the filters option. Here we are trying to display the data which is corresponding to 2022, and quarter is aggregating the data across all quarters, providing the comprehensively yearly view. So the dashboard is effectively providing the overview of operational efficiency and financial health. So it will be helpful for the stakeholders to monitor the performance and identify the areas for improvement. Okay, so we are, can you guess what kind of visuals have been used here?
Cards,
Cards, okay.
slicer.
Good. So icon-based cards have been used. Okay, they display the key metrics like this patient inflow, wait time, all that. Okay. The visual design is, this one is patient inflow, and stopwatch is representing the patient wait time. Okay, and large fonts have been chosen. And what is important here is it makes the dashboard easy to scan and compare the metrics at a glance without overwhelming the user with any additional context, right? Then the tab navigations are also provided here. Okay, for the operational metrics, you can see here tab navigation is provided. Can you see this? Okay. So this will split the dashboard into logical categories so that you can focus on specific types of data. Okay, so these are placed at the top of this dashboard. You can have an organized layout here. Active tab active tab will be highlighted for clarity. Okay. Then as we said, filters are used here for the visual design, and grouping of metrics. So the financial metrics and operational metrics, they have been grouped, each outlined with some subtle boundaries. And numeric fonts, color codings, hierarchy of information, everything is provided here. So the visuals here are designed for simplicity. You can find the clarity here. You can also look into the usability. So by combining this icon-based cards, coding, color coding, filters, logical grouping, it communicates the complex healthcare data efficiently to the audience. Okay. Next, we have the sales report. Okay. In the sales report, as you can see, it's all about the usage of visuals here. So key performance indicators are important to identify here. So the KPIs are used with large numeric displays for profit here, and total orders, and then number of customers. For the total sales, Can you tell me what is the type of visual used? For the sales, what type of visual is used? This one. 2.3M. This is providing the cumulative sales in an eye-catching format, right? This is funnel chart. Okay. Then you can see the pie chart where 3 segments are there: technology, furniture, and office supplies. So we'll also try to imitate this in a simpler way. Okay. Before that, I would like to show you about a customized visual without code. Okay. Go to this link, charts.powerbi.tips. Okay. So if you go to this, you'll be getting a dashboard like this, where you can just open or drop down your file. For example, I'll be using a batsman file. This is a performance of a specific batsman, about his innings and all that. Once I give done, I'll be able to see this. Okay, this is without code. We are trying to customize a visual and we can import it into our desktop. Okay, so you have to first create the segment here like this. Either you can do this way or you can have 4 different segments. It's all up to you. Okay. So I'm using 4 different segments here. Then in the segments, these are the place where the chart will be plotted. Okay, we are just looking for a simpler one. And here you can choose any one option here for the glyph. Okay, like this. You can choose the options for different glyphs. So these are all the plot segments and you can customize them here at the bottom. So for the x-axis, let us say I would like to see the innings in the x-axis, and for the y-axis, the runs scored. Similarly, for this segment, let me go with the balls faced, and it would be dismissal. Okay. And for the other segment, let me see the opposition and also the runs scored. You can customize it as per your wish. And one more is batting position and runs scored. Okay, so in this way you can have different things. And here, if you are able to see here, once you choose any one segment, you will be able to navigate here. Okay, so here you can change the properties like color, the other stuffs, whichever you want. You can change the attributes and other things. So once all this is done, okay, you can just go here and export it. Okay, export it as Power BI custom visual. Okay, are you able to follow? Here you can mention the names. Okay, you can give your details. Let it be with the name My Visual 2, and you can mention the details here. Okay, then if you just give Power BI custom visual, it will be downloaded into your desktop. Can you see here? It's downloaded. Now go back to your this one, and in your dashboard you can, this is the ellipsis from which we will be importing our custom visuals. Okay, click this ellipsis, and here, as I told you, there are many various options available. Preferably go to this import a visual from a file. Okay, when you give this, you will be able to import your visual. So you can see the message that the visual was successfully imported into the report. Okay, you can see this here and drag it into your area. And one more thing, here also we need to have our data set, right? So data set is here, and if it matches, definitely it will work as per our requirement. But I have chosen a different one, that's why it's not working. So if you do that, you'll be able to plot here. Okay, that is predefined, customized, your visual will be available. You just need to fit your data so that the plots are already built. No need to format or do anything from the scratch. That is the advantage of creating this, and it has been done without any coding. Okay, that is the advantage here. Okay, so for the coding, as I told you, there is another option which will be shared with you. Now let us design this custom interactive dashboard. So go through this clearly, okay, and start designing this parallelly with me. If you have any doubts, you are feel free to clarify. Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the very first thing over here is the title. Okay, let us start with the title here. So you can create a text box. And what was the name? Sales performance dashboard, right? So I will increase its size to almost 40 and make it center. Okay. So as you see here, we need to change the color, right? Change it to Arial or Arial black. If you want, you can change the background also. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. So you can insert the text box and it should be end to end because this is the plotting area, and make it to 40, and you can change it the font. Now here is a bit of coloring which needs to be done. So have you done with this? Okay. Next, we need to use the filters. So we have 4 filters being used. Let's go with that. So slicer can be placed here. I hope you have loaded the data set, orders, the sales data set. Have you loaded the data set?
Calculate data set, sales data set, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Today it has been shared, right?
Yes.
Now from the order date, you can find the date hierarchy, and here we will go with year. Okay, first one is year. And you can change it to drop down. Okay. Instead of formatting again, we can copy paste 3 more. Okay, so here second quarter is for product subcategory. You can refer to, are you able to refer this? Should I share this with you for designing? And once you are done, you can select all of them and then align them, distribute horizontally. Okay, so they will be in alignment. Once we are done with the filters, the next thing is we need to go with the bar charts. So let's go with this clustered column chart. So here in the order date, we will go with the monthly sales. Okay.
Ma'am, your quarter product subcategory is a filter or a slicer?
Slicer, but we are using it as a filter.
Okay.
Where we
you.
can choose like this. Okay.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Are you designing parallelly?
Yes, madam.
So here we will have x-axis month and then order ID.
Ma'am, it's a list slicer or a tile slicer?
This one?
The slicer you said, right? You're using it as a filter.
Slicer. You can go for list and change it to drop down.
Okay. Done.
ఈ మూడా నేను క్వశ్చన్స్ రాస్తాను ఆన్సర్స్ రాస్తావా
So next thing is this first chart. Okay, here we will be using monthly sales. Yes, here you can see that we are using in the x-axis month, and then in the y-axis we have used the count of order ID. Okay, so the same thing we will be applying here. In the x-axis we will go with the month data, and in the y-axis we will have the count of order ID, distinct count. Okay. Now you can start aligning this. This is the one which we have imported. Now we have to align this. We don't need this, so that we can make it more legible. Okay, we can remove the titles. First we will change the title here. Monthly sales. Okay. And you can make it okay. This color also we can change it to little lighter, and we can turn off this title. X-axis title.
Ma'am, can you show once again about that slicer and how you got that drop down for year and all?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks.
See, can you see this slicer here? Are you able to see this slicer in the visual plan?
Yes, madam.
This one, you bring it here.
Okay.
Then, by selecting them,
Okay.
you need to, I hope you have advanced version or older one, because in the advanced version, you'll be able to see here itself. First, you need to choose the data for this. Okay, the data is
Okay.
month. In the
Okay.
orders, you can see in the order
Yeah,
date.
data hierarchy. Yeah, I have it over here only. Yeah.
Yeah, first one is year. We are using year here. Okay, you can
Correct,
see
madam.
this. Then
Yes.
you can see a small angle here.
Yeah.
Okay, click that.
Yeah.
You will be
Okay.
getting here itself the options. If you don't get here, you can find it in the format.
Okay.
Okay, if you don't get here, you will be finding it here in the slicer settings.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, madam.
then change it to drop down. This is between. Now you will change it to drop down. Yeah.
Okay.
This.
Yes, madam. Thank you. Yeah.
So finally, you'll be able to see that once we change this, these all getting changed, right? By default, this is our design. So we are trying to make this. Once you are done with this and this one, let me know so that I'll move to the next. For reference, I'll keep this and take your time to finish off the first row.
పర్లేదమ్మా తెలుగులోకి వచ్చిన సెకండ్ క్వశ్చన్ రాస్తా
You can turn off the title for y-axis and keep the data labels on. Okay, so that you'll be able to see the values in each of the bar. Okay, done with this first chart. We can take some time for preparing the first chart. And for the remaining charts, we can just replicate the same formats. Okay. So once you're done with this, you can just replicate for the others. You can increase the font. You can just play around however you like. If you want, you can increase the size of the data label as well. Finished? This seems to be overlapping, so I would like to change the color for this. No need of black, we can make it kind of this. Yes. but it could be made as bold. That will make sense. Okay, so once we are done with this, now let us try to replicate this for the other columns. Okay, you no need to do this much formatting once again. So we just need to copy paste and you can create the other charts. Okay. Now the second one is sales by segment and category. So we can have some more spacing. First, let's change the title. Okay, and I'll reduce the font size. Yeah. Okay, and here the X and Y axis to be changed. So the X axis is customer segment, and in the legend product category, we don't need the title here for the legend.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
No, I have unmuted.
Okay.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Have you done with this chart? Okay. So you can create one more for monthly sales trend. And for the monthly sales trend, we will be using different chart with sales and month. We will change this to this chart, area chart with month, and instead of order ID, we will go for sales. Okay. So once you are done with all this, the next thing is we will go for top customers. Okay. So for the top customers, we can go for this stack chart. Or we can change this. Okay. Have you done with the first row? This one? These three charts? I'm awaiting your responses. If you are done, we can move to the next.
Yes, ma'am.
Completed?
Yes, ma'am. You are getting response. Everyone are giving thumbs up.
Okay. Okay. The next one will be, we have to filter here by top 10 customers. Okay. So here we will be using sales and customer name. Okay. So you can see here, sales with customer name. Okay. And if you can scroll through this, you'll be able to see all the customers name. So what we can do here is, we can use the filters, and in this filter it is mentioned as all. So you can change this to, from basic filtering to top n. Okay. And here you can mention the top 10. You can also have bottom 10 if you wish. Okay. And it should, the filtering should be based on sales. Okay. So you are done with this. So you'll be able to see only top 10. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just fill this little top. Okay. Then again here, and this also we can replicate. One more time. Now this is to be changed as top 10 customers by sales. Okay. And you can also make it center and increase the font little bit. And you may change the color. This will be good. Okay. And you can make it bold. Similarly, you can remove the titles for X and Y axis. Okay. Okay, and add the data values. Yes, they are added. Okay, once you are done with this, then we'll change this one. The next one is top 10 customers by profit. Okay, for the profit, customer name should be there. Only thing we need to change the sales and we have to replace profit over here. Okay, and with the profit, you can change the title. And here also you change it by filtering it with profit instead of sales. Okay, so you have only 10. Okay. If you want, you can change the colors as per this. And the last one is by products by profit, 10 products by profit. So instead of customer name, we will have products. Here again, profit. And then in the filter, by profit. Okay. Now you can see here they have been segmented, right? For this segment, we can use a format option and we can split them into visuals like this. You can see here, okay, I have used 2-3 different segments to distinguish them. And interval line can also be added if required. These are more formatting options which you can do for enhancing the user experience. Okay, it's up to you, like based on your creativity and color choices, you can enhance it further much. So I hope you must be clear with the main thing, that is our visuals where we are trying to take custom options. Okay, like this is customized one. You may have one more option that is from marketplace that you have done already, and with the coding also you will be able to build your visual, custom visual from the scratch. Okay, I will share the PPT where you have the code which you can practice on your own. And if any queries, please feel free to clarify. Do you have any queries? So in future, you can also integrate this with the advanced analytics. Like you can incorporate machine learning and AI capabilities where you can further enhance the visuals analytic capabilities. Probably we are doing with R. The code I will be sharing with R. And you can develop the custom visual for other platforms like web applications or mobile devices. Even you can create communities to gather feedback, and you can encourage the collaboration. So in this way, you can unlock new possibilities for any data-driven decision making as well as for the business growth. Akshita ma'am, are we good to close the session?
Yes, ma'am. Dear participants, do you have any queries to discuss with ma'am? No, ma'am. Dear participants, am I audible to you?
Respected
No,
ma'am,
not
actually, I think respected ma'am, I think after we try on hands-on in our system, we can have better understanding. But please request to share the materials.
Did you receive previous materials?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Similarly,
But
now
PDFs are not up to that. I think video
PPT,
materials are. Yes, ma'am. PPTs. Yes, ma'am.
yeah. I hope you might have received the recording link as well.
Yeah, my recording sessions I have received, ma'am. Please try to update the PPTs, ma'am, for our
Okay.
exam assessment purpose. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Shaheen ma'am, I think we are done with the sessions. Our participants are truly actually they are following the video recording and their practice. I hope they are they will practice well, so they'll follow the instructions. As I am sharing your materials as well. Shaheen ma'am, thank you so much for being with us for the last 2 days. So Wednesday and today. And you have it was a really to be honest, it was amazing session, especially today. Your detailed explanation on Power BI hands-on and creating a visuals were both informative and engaging. Our participants will truly incorporate everything in their work, and maybe they will upgrade themselves with the knowledge whatever you have shared. The way you guided us with each step, making a very complex concept to understand in a simple way was really impressive. We appreciate for your time and effort, and you have put for making us to have a valuable learning experience, ma'am. On behalf of President's University, our management and our HODs, and on behalf of all the participants present here, I heartily thank you for accepting the invitation and being with us with a very patience and sharing a valuable knowledge with us, ma'am. We would like to collaborate with you in future, and we'd like to learn more from you, ma'am.
I truly appreciate your support and kindness. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Dear participants, I have a small announcement for you. Am I audible to everyone? Can you just respond?
Yes, I'm
Yes,
audible,
ma'am.
ma'am.
You're audible.
Yes, tomorrow